Hey, what's up, friends, and welcome. We are so glad to be here. It is the Tech Talks. Tuck in the techs. This is the late lunch break edition, where it's 2 o'clock instead of 3:30, and on a Friday because that's how we roll. Just all over the place. Brothers, how you doing over there? Joshua, how you doing?
Doing amazing.
Doing well. Jeremy, how are you doing?
Doing well. I think we may have to plan our next Tech Talk next week with all three of us in the same room.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
One
of the brothers tech is zoom flying over the United States to get to us, and then the other one is going to drive a bit there. So we'll have the three brothers could be right here and here. Just imagine my arms.
Hey, we may need a wider angle lens or something.
Yeah, I know you guys are gonna have to stand like behind me, just awkwardly behind on my shoulder, or it just be you guys here. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll figure out what we're gonna do. But I pointed out to my brothers I got a sweet new Star Wars setup down there, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
But moving right along, we got some good stuff planned today. I'm looking forward to talking some tech. But, you know, first off, some exciting things happened last night around 3 a.m. Stranger Things 2 came out. Yeah. Woo! I noticed someone posted they were like iPhone 10 pre-orders come out at the same time as Stranger Things. If this isn't a conundrum, I don't know what it is. Because apparently they, for some reason, decided to put it on Netflix at 3 a.m. when the iPhone was launching. But Jeremy, how did
coincidence? I think not.
How did the iPhone 10 launch go for you? If you don't know, Jeremy's a resident expert on iOS. He is the devil advocate when we talk about Android. And
I'm the odd one out, but
but he loves his iPhone, and he's been waiting to get the 4. I mean the 4. The 10. I don't know why.
Exit up with the 10, baby. So I set my alarm at beautiful sunny 2:40 a.m. and wiped the sleep from my eyes, pulled out the MacBook, and started to load up all the pages. I had AT&T's website up. I had Apple's website up. I had Best Buy just in case I needed like a backup. I had it on my phone, so I was ready. I was gonna get the iPhone X at one point or another. And this chart right here, even though it's not showing Apple timeline, it is showing AT&T, which is was pretty close to Apple's.
Yeah.
Apple probably more closer to like 320, was already at 5 to 6 weeks out. But I know it's hard to see there. But let's see, can I zoom in? I cannot zoom in. There we go.
Command plus.
So I mean, Apple, of course, is saying the demand is off the charts because that's what they have to say. But just based off of previous years and other first releases of new hardware, not barring the iPhone 8, which, a lot of the people are waiting for the 10. And we'll probably wait till the reviews of the 10 before they buy the 8 or go with the 10. Is one of the probably the faster than the 6 or the 6S that came out. So they're saying good things, but I got in pretty early. My order report right now still says November 3rd, so I'm holding out that they don't screw something up and
I hope so.
And bump me to the next week. But if I get it by the 3rd, I'll have it to take up to meet with you guys, and we'll be able to throw it around a little bit and do some drop tests from buildings.
Oh yeah. Hey, since we're brothers, we're gonna have to try a face unlock. Since we share DNA.
I'll have to say
we can definitely do that. And it says it's supposed to work through that. So if I so if I do it with my non-facial hair, if I grow facial hair, it should.
But do you guys have it chiseled as a chin as I do?
So that's going to be the.
Here's what we're really going to do. We're going to make fun of it when we just steal your iPhone and then hold it up to your face and unlock it. Be like, security.
I wasn't ready.
Security. That's funny.
And then I'll just take a bunch of selfies.
Well, you're just gonna have to try to unlock it 5 times really fast so it locks it up, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Guy just said, drop test with the 1K phone. Don't you have a wife?
he won't after that, guy. Let me tell you. Like, I'm headed to the courthouse because this is just over.
Getting crazy. No, I'm super pumped for you, Jeremy. He's been waiting since the iPhone 6 or 6S you have.
Yeah, right now I have the 6. So
yeah, so he's been patiently waiting for his dreams to come true in this phone. And you had a good point there. That people are probably waiting for the reviews of the 10 before they jump. And there's going to be probably a lot of people that'll just be fine with the 8 because not everybody's like the 3 of us that wants that, no bezels, beautiful design that they have with the weird cutout at the top. Some people actually were really sad that they're going to miss out on a fingerprint sensor and are okay with the little bezels.
Little bezels.
Yeah, huge bezels. So huge.
Let's be honest.
Compared to the Pixel 1,
right? Yeah, not that big. But well, I mean, it's interesting. Now, speaking of lower bezels, the Essential phone just dropped down to $500, which I think is where it should have been all along.
Yeah,
it had a $200 price drop. There was reports that there was only like 8,000 sold in the first like month or two, and that's not good. When iPhones are selling hundreds of thousands in the first couple months, and
people are scared of titanium. That's all there is to it. I mean, like, sheesh.
They're afraid it's gonna hurt them.
I mean, all the pottery people with the ceramic pots, they're like, I don't want anything. I don't want my phone made of this. Sheesh.
Yeah, guy. I'm definitely thinking that they're gonna take some time to think about it. Well, and the iPhone 8 was the smoothest launch ever because you got to think the people that are like on the pre-orders that are like there to get it exactly then are the people that are the tech enthusiasts that want the biggest and best right now. So those people are going to be waiting for the 10, and are probably going to be waiting for the next best bigger thing. And it's hard for Apple to really put that. Whereas like the normal people were just really excited. I mean, I saw a Facebook thread of people arguing about the 10 versus the 8. And there were so many like random people that were like, oh, I don't want that. That costs too much. I don't want that. No bezels. I don't want this, this, and this. I mean, they were just giving like non-tech reasons why they wanted the 8 versus the 10. And I was like, yeah, I mean, they're still going to sell a lot of 8s. Surprisingly, I'm sure. But I mean, for the common person, $1,000 is a lot. I mean, for me, it's a lot. But I mean, if you're like Jeremy and use it for your business and you're going to be using that for years to come, like he's still using a 6, then it's
expense.
What was that?
Business expense.
I'm writing that off, baby. Woo!
Yep.
But yeah, no. So I'm excited, but excited for Jeremy. Excited to see that when it comes out. But yeah, moving right along here. Jeremy, any other thoughts before we move on?
Nope. I got confirmation of the other things that I ordered. I was like, well, if you're going to spend that much money on a phone, might as well get the AirPods and a Mophie wireless charger.
Oh, sweet.
And everything else. So,
did you order a case or anything?
Yeah, just their leather case for now, and then I'll probably put something else like Spide in it.
And you got Apple Care?
I did, yeah. That's pretty much always.
Apple is just renowned for their great customer service with their care and their warranty programs. I mean, if you order their Apple Care. So that's the one thing. We don't know any durability. We haven't seen the Jerry Rig Everything durability test on the iPhone 10 yet. So we don't know whether or not it's going to drop well or scratch well or whatever.
Apple to charge $279 for the iPhone 10 screen repair and $549 for other damage outside of the screen.
Holy, that's with Apple Care or without Apple Care?
That's from Mac Rumors right now.
Probably without, but
I think that's without. Yeah, because I saw an article that said if you didn't have Apple Care, it's going to cost a lot of money to fix it. So that makes sense. $540 if you had something break on there, and $250 for the screen. Is that what you said?
It's better than buying a new one, I guess.
Yeah, it's better than not buying a new one for sure. But well, speaking of screens, something that's obviously been hitting hard right now that people are frustrated with and that are trying to figure out if it's worth it is the iPhone. The Pixel XL. Then the screen burn-in and the color concerns. This is something that people have been talking about for a while now since it came out, and this is hard. This is hard to deal with when it's a $900 phone. It's not $1,000, but it's close there. I mean, you can get up there, and Google says they're actively investigating the screen reports of the screen burn-in. If you don't know what this is, people are seeing and noticing that the back button, home button, and multitasking button in the bottom here are being burnt into the screen, same as these top notification bars. So those things are at the top and the bottom of the screen is where it's most likely to have this bleed in and burn in, where the screen will have the notifications do that. And my V20 shows that every once in a while at the bottom for the navigation buttons and the top for notification bar. And this just happens. Most screens do this after a year or two. Can happen to a lot of, especially OLED screens. But this is shown within the first couple weeks. Like it was 2 weeks and they had already seen burn-in. But the way they saw it is by they do an all gray background, and then you can see the white marks from the screen burn-in. And then the other thing is, there's two more concerns, is that there's a color shift, and that's if you turn the screen to the left or right, you see a little bit of a blue hue. So if you look at off axis, you'll see a blue hue, and that's just the color of the screen. That's not really, that's not a huge issue in my opinion. And then lastly is, for some reason, they went with the different color scale with the sRGB instead of the full scale. So you get some duller colors. So MKBHD has a really good video on the review. And he talks about it. And he said where he was editing a video or editing a picture in Google and posted it to Twitter and looked on his computer and realized the colors were blown out like crazy, because what had happened is that it's actually it's actually, that was an infinite loop. It was actually, what had happened is that his he had such dull colors in the Pixel XL 2XL that it had totally messed up what it looked like. So yeah, this can be fixed with obviously with a software update. They can enable all those colors. But do you guys any idea why you think Google decided to only go with this color gamut and not the full spectrum? I don't know. It's kind of baffling to me right now.
It must have been something with they were pushing the date to get it out there, and that's what they could do with their team. I mean, you think Google, it's like they have the time, they have the amount of people to do this, but at the same time, they're, with their hardware partners, they're relying on them to produce the phone to their specifications, and then they have to do the software on top of that. So there must have been some sort of problem with the timing that's what they could do. But they said that the next patch they're coming out with, I mean, with Oreo, they're going to be pumping it out. And making it full color gamut. No problem. You can make it super vivid if you want, because right now they only have the vivid option is 10% more vivid. So
yeah, well, now I was getting down to that. The Google responded and said they're adding a vivid mode with a more saturated color soon, a special saturated color mode in the future software update. So it'll be a more closely thing. And then, like you said, in the new Oreo,
special, it's going to be special.
yeah. We'll see. And then they also will be giving people the option to calibrate it towards the full spectrum. So,
and they're also giving exactly. a two-year warranty.
Omega said that right after I said it. He typed it in. Yeah, so it's interesting. I think I'm not personally going to get a 2XL right now. I might wait a bit, and once that update comes out, I'll see, because I'm weighing options on the Essential phone just dropped down to 500. If you know, and Sprint has a deal for like $15 a month to get the Essential phone, which is pretty crazy. And you know, I personally would like the 2XL the best, I think, but buying a phone outright, $850, you know, it's a good big investment. Maybe wait 6 months or so and it come down in price a little bit when some of the other new stuff comes out. But we'll see. I know I'm looking forward to this. Them getting some updates out here. I think they've definitely got more flack than they deserved for this. Yeah, there's some quality concerns, but a lot of it can be fixed with updates going forward. But any other thoughts on that?
I mean, if I looked at MKBHD's review, and he basically said, you know, majority of people will not care about this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And it's just one of those things where it's the pixel peepers, he calls it, that really care about the way that their screen looks and, you know, them using it for power use and, you know, all that kind of stuff that worry about. Hey, I mean, obviously, if you don't have that saturated mode and you're trying to edit videos all the or pictures all the time, even videos would change, you know, if you're trying to edit a video on your phone. So yeah, it's something to think about.
That was a huge difference. He posted the two pictures, the one on his XL screen and the one on his Note 8, and it was a big difference. I was like, whoa, that looks terrible.
Yeah,
because he had tried to edit to make it more saturated, and when he did that on the Note 8, the actual color spectrum, it was like, it looked like a middle school girl, you know, updated it with all the brighten colors. Paul Tech added, where is the LG V30? It's still a great device, and it's just going to get really lost in the crowd, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of comparison videos now between the V30 and the Pixel 2 XL. It's kind of hard. I mean, obviously, in the Note 8, yeah. And the V30, you're going to get an actual headphone jack with a quad DAC, with dual cameras instead of just the one on the Pixel 2 XL. But you're going to get different software experience. Obviously, you're going to get some more lag and things like that. So it's hard to tell what you want. I would use them in a store and kind of get an idea. Maybe get the phone size comparison. The comparison of you there?
Yep, just came back.
Yeah, you guys went black for a second. That was weird. Yeah, there's a pretty cool comparison website where you can see the sizes of all the different new devices. So you can compare the V30 to the Note 8. Note 8 is like the tallest and biggest device out there right now. But yeah, I think the V30 is an awesome device, and I think it's just going to get lost in the crowd right now because there's so many good options right now. And for the people that really want a video machine that can really focus on video and still photos, maybe if you have the time to tinker, you're going to want to go for a V30 and do some of that manual mode. But oh, thanks, Josh. Great for putting that link in there. We need to hire an intern that can just be doing links while we do this.
Hey, that's why there's 3 of us here. So
yeah, Paul Tech, I would love to do the V30 and get some videos on there. It's just I don't get sent devices, so I mean anything that I do I have to buy personally. And so if I can get Sprint or someone to help out on a deal with it, I would love to. Because I do like the V30. I think it's an awesome device, and I think the screen looks great, and the overall power of the device looks awesome. But yeah, I'm hoping to maybe get my hands on one for at least for a bit to do some testing with it. That'd be awesome. But well, moving right along, talking about testing things, Josh, you got to play around with Windows, their new mixed reality system. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. So on the 17th of October, 10 days ago, it was kind of a quiet launch. It was more like just, hey, they just all showed up in the Microsoft Store and Best Buy and stuff like that, where you can actually get a bunch of different kinds of VR headsets, which Microsoft is calling Windows Mixed Reality. But in all actuality, it's really just a VR headset. But for cheaper than most, and the cheapest one is from Acer. So roadtovr.com has a review of the Acer headset, and I'm going to put it up here real quick. So this is what it looks like. This is the more striking headset out of the whole bunch because it's bright blue, and the Dell one is actually all white, which is strange. But they all have pretty much the same hand tracked controllers. For all of them, they have LEDs on around the rings, and I got to try it in store at the Microsoft Store, my local one, which is actually pretty cool. They actually are boasting higher resolution per eye than the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift. But in my just short demos of the main area as well as the Halo Recruit game, didn't really notice a big difference. I basically played with my Vive for a couple of hours before I came in to do a demo of the Acer headset so that I could see the difference. And honestly, it didn't really blow my mind. Like I thought, hey, you could definitely tell a bigger, different fidelity difference between the two, but I really couldn't. So I have a feeling that they're going to come out with some more patches for it and all that kind of stuff that's going to make it different. And they're also coming out right now. It's just Widow's Mixed Reality. Where does it say? Where does it say that? Oh, yeah, right. In the review. Sorry, Ben Lang made a typo with Widow's Mixed Reality, but that's funny. So basically, this is what you get. You get the headset, you get the controllers, and you don't actually need any base stations. So you don't have to set up any cameras that are outside or in the corners of your room or on along the walls or anything like that on your desk. So the only bummer is that the field of view on this is like 95 instead of, I think, 110 on the Vive and 100 on the Rift. So the more expensive ones have better field of view. I think the Lenovo has 100 and the Samsung has 110, but the Samsung's not even out yet. So, but this one's only $400. So it's the same price as the Oculus Rift and the Touch with 2 base stations. But yeah, so there's a cliff house that you have like teleportation powers that you can jump around. That's how you move around the headset with the house. And you can set up different apps from Windows and stuff like that. But right now they have about 60 experiences that you can use to basically set up. And most of them are games, and some of them are like video, 360 video stuff. There's not really like a killer app right now as far as that goes. So basically, I'm just saying if you want to get into that, I would wait on it for at least a couple of months before some patches come out. Because in my experience, the tracking was pretty good, and the headset felt really good. As far as the weight being distributed nice, and it was comfortable on the head and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I've heard some reports that it at nighttime, if you have all the lights off, it doesn't track well. So there's probably some sort of issue with the cameras not having low light performance to view or the sensors or something like that having an issue. So I'm not sure if that's like a hardware issue or if it just can be fixed in software, the sensitivity of the sensors or something like that. But there is a Facebook group for Windows Mixed Reality that there are some reviews on that I recommend joining up. But yeah, so right now it's between $400 and $500, and then I think the Samsung is $600, but that has supposedly the best specs out of all of them. which the Vive is still $600 right now, and like I said, the Rift is still $400. So it's definitely a good time right now to get into VR if you wanted to, because the prices are more competitive than at launch. And I still really enjoy my Vive, and there's a lot of games on Steam that are and apps for Steam that are definitely getting introduced right now. So I would definitely say wait on the mixed reality right now, maybe a couple months, especially they might be doing some bundles with holidays and computers and stuff like that to get you in. I know that the Vive is doing a bundle right now with the 1070 and the Vive for $800, which is what it usually costs. So that makes the graphics card go down from 400 to 200 basically with the price. So that would be a pretty good deal. So
well, you had said that if it's that much closer, for me it's a hard sell to get the $600 Samsung mixed reality if you can get an Oculus for less or a Vive for just more or for more.
The same price, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to justify that since the mixed reality is not quite the same level of usability with it. I mean, there might be in the future, but
the biggest advantage of the Windows mixed reality is that you don't need the base station, so you can hook this into a laptop and actually go to an event or go to your friend's house and do this kind of stuff. Now, they have actually said that this will run on Intel integrated graphics, but it's only going to run at 60 hertz instead of 90 hertz, which is what we really need for less, jankiness is what I call it in VR. So a solid 90 frames per second for the VR headset is really best for immersion and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure like viewing 360 videos is not going to be that bad with just 60 hertz. So if you wanted to do that using like a Surface Pro without dedicated graphics is fine for that kind of thing. But it's very interesting. So we got a lot more options now for VR, and the Google Daydream is coming out, the updated one and all that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting time right now for that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Nice. Well, moving right along. Jeremy, what is happening with Amazon and the Amazon Home Key? Something kind of interesting.
Yeah, so Amazon, they've had problems with consumers essentially saying that their boxes on their porches are becoming magnets for thieves, and especially during the holidays and stuff. Which, Josh, I'm sure you've never had to respond to anything like that.
A few times, it's like I caught the guy on camera stealing my stuff. Like, okay, great.
Yeah. So Amazon came out with a response of what they consider the resolution to this, which, I'm kind of mixed on what I think about this. So I want to get your guys' feedback. Essentially, Amazon is calling it the Amazon Key. So you have a smart lock and cloud camera. So you could theoretically get ordered a special key that would be loaded into this that the UPS or FedEx delivery person could go doot, 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 and then drop the box right in your front door or back door or side door, whichever door had the particular lock on it. And obviously not steal anything else in your house, right? So that's the only kind of issue I have, is that if you have a bad UPS or FedEx person. But
yeah,
for what it is, it seems okay. But $250, I don't know. That seems a little pricey with the other unlocked solutions that you could potentially do. The nice thing is that it does have the cloud camera. So once somebody puts in the code, the camera comes on. You can see who's coming in or out of the actual room, and then see, okay, well, that this person is who's supposed to be delivering it. It's not just some Joe Schmo trying to break into my house.
Right. You can get it installed for free.
And the other good thing,
that's one interesting thing.
The other good thing is that if the UPS guy is dishonest, you've got him on camera, so it's easy to sue UPS, and if you got to go after those guys, because they've got deep pockets, so they're gonna be like, oh snap, he stole this, this, and this, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I would not do that personally. I mean, it's just one of those things where with the tracking on UPS boxes, I mean, like, you can always have your packages left at the distribution center and go pick them up. Right. You know, you can have stuff put in an Amazon locker. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. You can have good neighbors that will help pick up your stuff for you. You know, there's ways to get around that. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, yeah, I'm going to have a camera on the front of my house, no problem. But, you know, I'm not going to let a UPS guy come into my house, you know, just because of the way my house is set up. It's one of those things where, you know, I don't exactly have a porched in area or anything like that, or a small, like, you know, mud room that I can close off, you know,
or a garage or something, you know, that doesn't have crazy stuff in it.
Right.
So now
my garage is like a bomb went off. So, you know,
now what we need to do is sell a box that you can install this on, that could just be like mounted to the side of the house. That's heavy enough that somebody can't just pick up and walk away with, but that could be like cemented in the ground, that could hold like 90% of most deliverable items. And then, you know, you have a
like this big, like a Amazon locker type thing that they can just put in a UPS code and it'll let them put it in there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. The problem is that, you know, then you'd need a big box because, you know, I'm always ordering crazy huge stuff.
Well, not everybody is, you know, is as big as you. So.
I mean, like, I'm going to have a canoe sized box for UPS. That's the problem. So at least that big. I'm probably going to have to add on an addition to my house that's just for Amazon stuff.
Well, now they're adding a new Amazon factory about 15 minutes from my home. And so it's looking like we might have same day or next day free shipping now in 2018 or 2019. So, yes, now I will have to get a second or third job and be ready for that extra addition in the house. Nice.
It's funny. Sarah actually bought this Lego thing and built it, and she was like, "Legos are hard." So, but I love her anyways. That's funny. I worked for UPS for like a year, so this is kind of hilarious. I'm probably gonna like get an M80 and blow this thing up just for fun.
For the memories. Well, moving right along, we just got a couple things left here. We're going to get out of here soon, but there is one of my favorite games right now is from Epic Games. It is Fortnite, and they have our biggest and eeriest patch yet with creepy new content for the Save the World, which is the main game, which you can purchase, and the Battle Royale, which is the 100-person Royale style fighting match. So they call it Fort Nightmares, which is fun. You can have this pumpkin rocket and shoot pumpkins at people that explode. You can be a Beetlejuice character, a zombie Ramirez, or a llama costume person, which is hilarious. I got that one yesterday. So it's fun. They redid some of the leaderboards. They added in-game customization for Battle Royale. So now you can buy like a Ghoul Trooper, Skull Trooper, some different things. And what you can do is you can use some of your in-game currency from the main game to purchase things in Battle Royale. So
that's a good idea.
Isn't that cool? So they are going to get people to purchase the main game and get some of these V-Bucks, which we haven't been able to use for anything in the main game yet. And we're like, why do we have these things?
Right.
And then we realize it's because you can use them for customizations and stuff in the future in here. So that's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to being able to use those. lots and lots of patches. They added this new energy drink type thing to
Battle Royale.
The Battle Royale, which is regenerates health and shield. They added new outfits and stuff, some tiers and seasonal leaderboards and leveling, new pumpkin rocket, like I said, and then a bunch of new characters, as you can see here, which are crazy.
The Battle Royale, do you actually get in-game currency like you do in PUBG to where you can get more cosmetic stuff, or do you have to buy all that stuff?
So I don't know if it's in-game currency. I think it's just the V-Bucks, which you get in the main game, and that's how you purchase things, is what I'm saying.
So but do you get V-Bucks in PUBG, in the Battle Royale?
I don't know right now. I haven't played. I haven't seen if you get them yet. So I got to look to see if there's like some things, but there's a bunch of cosmetic things they changed in the game too.
Oh yeah, they changed a bunch of different.
They changed why it looks a lot smoother. It looks less like a beta and more like the real game now. So, so they added a ton of hero fixes and changes. So this is definitely really feels like more of a version 2.0, like an actual release game now. And I think it'll garner a lot more attention to the actual Save the World game. And now that over 10 million people are playing Battle Royale, which is pretty big deal.
Well, they probably downloaded it and played it once at least.
Maybe, but they had peak of like 1 million people playing at once or more.
That's pretty cool,
which is crazy. So they've definitely had huge numbers for the game, and there's a lot of people that are streaming it, and especially kind of cross boundaries because people that weren't as interested in PUBG because too gritty and stuff like that really like this, and so there's more a cross cultural of people, age groups, genders that are playing this game, which is cool. So I think it's more accessible to more people. It's free, so that helps. And they're obviously going to start making their money now from the main game and with these purchases for things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't already, it's free. Go check it out on epicgames.com/Fortnite. You can download Battle Royale for free, or check out the game. There's a bunch of different tier levels of things you can do. So big shout out to Josh for getting the game and for telling me about it and getting me the copy for it. So it's super fun. I've been loving it. Check it out.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. Well, Josh, last thing, speaking of gaming, what's coming out soon here and some stuff that's already out. What do you got on the horizon here?
So Xbox One X, that's that other X product. That's actually an X and not a 10. Is the next console from Microsoft for gaming. And it's actually 4K, actually capable of playing games in 4K. So whereas the Xbox One S is basically did like an up-res, like up-converting, like checkerboarding kind of thing, where it's just quad the pixels of 720, and you wouldn't really get the full 4K experience. So basically it's $500 for the new console. It's a 1 terabyte box, but it's the same. I think it's actually smaller than the Xbox One S, which I have an regular Xbox One for the day one edition, and it's huge. It's like, takes up, it's actually like a small form factor, like Dell PC, like back the slim PCs. That's how big the thing is. It's huge. Wow. So, but what's cool is that what I'm excited about it for is that there is already a list of games that will automatically be enhanced with 4K visuals at launch. So, yes, if you already have Titanfall 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Forza 7, even the new Assassin's Creed Origins that just came out, Gears of War 4, and the Shadow of War Middle Earth game, they have a whole list here on Xbox. and shows exactly all of the games. This is kind of hard to read, but basically they say if it actually has 4K and HDR. So it's pretty cool.
I like it.
But yeah, looking forward to that coming out on November 7th. So I've got it pre-ordered, and we'll be doing a quick unboxing and setup video, and then a review of that on my channel, as well as to see how it should stream just fine to the Surface and PCs and stuff like that. So because I'm definitely going to be keeping that downstairs on my big TV. And because I don't have a 4K TV, so I'm just going to be using it on my 1080p TV. But it should run games a lot better as far as loading times and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how that works out. I think they're still using a 5400 RPM drive in there, which is a bummer. But you can still use a portable SSD to load your games on, or even a 7200 RPM disk drive external to via USB 3.0, which should increase load times and all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely going to look into getting one of those to see how it improves load times and all that kind of stuff. So, but at least
looks really cool.
At least the processing power, they said it's going to be 40% faster than any console in the market. So I'm assuming that it's going to be 40% faster than the PS4 Pro, which is the one that they're gunning for. So it will be very interesting to see the benchmarks of all the frames per second, because they're touting majority of all their games are going to have no problem hitting 60 FPS and that kind of stuff. So that'll be cool. But yeah, and I just wanted to quickly mention too, the Surface Book 2. I did a quick hype video on my channel, Josh14 on the YouTubes. And basically just that you can pre-order them on November 9th, and they come out on November 15th, which is cool. The Surface Book 2 has actually two models, 13 and 15-inch models, so the same as last generation, but they have a 15-inch now to compete with the 15-inch MacBook, which actually has a GTX 1060 with 6 gigs of VRAM, which will beat the pants off the graphics processing of any of the MacBooks, which is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, so, check out. He's got a really cool video on talking about impressions and stuff like that. And so he will
go through all the specs of both models. I'll put up a link real quick.
Yeah, and he talked about kind of like sweet spots of the different models between the 13-inch, the 15-inch, getting the 1060 or the 1070, the i7 million core version, or just the regular one.
Well, it's the 1050 and 1060. So the 13-inch, you can get the 1050 with 2 gigs of DDR5, or the 15-inch with the 1060 with 6 gigs. Yes, so it's definitely pretty crazy as far as I think the 15-inch is going to be where it's at. Unfortunately, you have more weight with the 15-inch, but yeah, it's still going to be pretty wild of what you're going to be able to do with those, as well as have the tablet to be removable and use it for note taking and drawing and all that kind of stuff. So pretty excited about that kind of stuff. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to actually get my hands on one as far as buy one, but maybe I'll be able to work some magic with the Microsoft Store and actually use one of their demo units to do some game tests with and film that and that kind of stuff to get get the word out of how these things game. I mean, obviously they're going to game well, but you're still not going to be most games at full res, which they've actually increased the resolution for the 15-inch model, which is actually almost 4K, where the 13-inch has 3000 by 2000 still, like the previous models, which is still a great res as far as watching content and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited about the new models coming out, and hopefully, the final products are still the same quality as the original Surface Books and the Surface Book with performance base that I have. So I'm going to be doing some tests on the Surface Book with performance base coming out here soon, so that you can get a baseline. I've got Destiny 2 on PC and Forza 7 on PC. So I'm going to be definitely coming out with those videos very soon to see how the best Surface Book you can buy right now will stack up. And hopefully we can see how they run on the new models. So
I like it. I like it. That's awesome. Well, sweet. Well, thank you guys so much for tech talking with us, talking some tech. Got some cool stuff out. A quick aside, Mario Odyssey came out today, which is pretty cool. So hopefully I can get that in the future and tell you more about that. There's actually a special edition Switch that you can get that has the bright red controllers on it that has Odyssey preloaded on it. So if you haven't bought a Switch and you're looking to get Mario Odyssey for the Switch, could be a cool option. That's $380 instead of $300. And then there's it comes with a case though and a couple other accessories. So you get a $20 upsale for a case and a couple other accessories and custom controllers. So I don't know why they didn't just do like $360 or $370. $380 seems a lot for you get an extra $20 for it, which is
at least it comes with a power brick, unlike the 3DS XLs that are coming out. I'm like,
right.
Nintendo,
Well, it's funny.
What are you thinking?
Well, now the 2DS XL, which came out now, which is 3DS XL, but without 3D.
Without 3D, yeah.
It costs less and comes with the power brick.
Wow.
So
that's where it's at.
If you're thinking about getting stuff, get it now. They actually just announced, this is all extra stuff, sorry. They actually just announced that the new Pokemon that's coming out in November, Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra, is the last Pokemon on the DS set. So the rest are going to be on the Switch in the future. So kind of cool. So the 3DS is definitely on the down, which is understandable. It's been an awesome console for many years now.
Switch,
but yeah, now they're going to switch to the Switch.
And the Switch is the new large 3DS XL.
Right.
XL.
Large.
XXXL. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
So.
Well, cool. And any so like Josh said, check out his Surface Book 2 information over there. He's got that Xbox One X stuff coming soon. Josh, anything else that you want them to look for?
I just tried Destiny 2 PC version on the Surface Pro i7 model and had some fun playing that and killing some hive monsters. So that was fun. It's actually pretty well optimized for lower hardware, which is cool. You can actually adjust the resolution scale. So all the peoples with the Core i3s are going to be like, yay, I can play this game. But yeah,
hundreds of hours into it.
And yeah, so, and I've got down the pipeline another Cherry keyboard I'm going to be coming out with a review for. If you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. I just did one of the Cherry MX Board 3.0, which is a cool little genuine Cherry keyboard with a detachable cable and MX Red switches. So, but yeah, definitely going to be coming out with more stuff soon with the Surface Book with performance base. And if I can get Forza 7 to run on the Surface Pro, I will. But it's been kind of hard right now, so it's kind of a beast of a game. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward to more stuff coming out very soon.
Nice, cool, Jeremy. Anything you want to point people towards?
No, just next week. Looking forward to seeing you guys and hanging out and getting online another time.
Yeah, be looking at our channels because we'll be posting, I'm sure, some live streams from us in person. And
watch out for my first look of the iPhone 10 versus the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. What?
Yeah, let's do comparison videos of last gen phones. I'm in.
Well, hey, does this have wireless charging? Yes. Hey, is this waterproof? Yes. Hey, this has an amazing saturated screen. Yes. Hey, has this camera? It's amazing. Hey, how much did I pay for this? A lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Josh is just going on an Android rant right now. He's comes to please. But on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been fun. We hope to see you next week, all in person here together. This is me holding them in my arms. But we will see you guys coming up soon. And as always, you know what? You keep it classy.